Very exciting times here at Yabby Dam Farms. Mr. Pat Driscoll joins me. Firstly, Pat, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Thanks for coming across.
Plenty of news coming out of the farm today.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about the upcoming season. We have a race series, an on-farm offer and some exciting stallions.
And before we go too far, Louise, Toulmin and Jason Robertson join us. Firstly, thank you guys, and we will get to you guys in a minute. Pat, exciting news today out of Harness Racing Victoria with a new race series. You must be rapt to finally get that out there into the public.
Yes, Paul. It's we've been working on it for a while, and a big thank you to HRV for the guys there that supported it, and it was finally great to have it announced today. And as you know, there's two two-year-old races, one for the fillies, one for the colts, for $75,000 each. So it sort of allows the breeders to dream a little bit, and hopefully it'll be embraced, and really looking forward to it.
I think the most exciting part about it is they are the equal richest single-sex races in Australasia. We know that $75,000 is the equal for the single-sex, so that's amazing for people that breed a colt or a filly.
Yeah, as long as they obviously breed to a YDF stallion.
Yep.
And pay the semen transport and processing fee that's eligible, no more to pay. And really looking forward to, I know it sounds a long way off, 2030, but it's for the progeny that are bred this year, obviously.
Yeah, we will get on to Louise on how that actually might work when we're touching on the stallions at the end of it, and encourage people to go to thetrots.com and read that article, and then by all means get in touch with you guys too. I suppose Louise is one of the most important parts.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, just see the guidelines, but it's pretty simple. You breed to a YDF stallion this year and you're eligible.
Yep. Other very exciting things happening, Pat, around with the stallions, and we will touch on the stallions at the end, but we want to make sure people are aware of this, because it is now when people start selecting stallions, albeit it is cold outside, but it is the time that people start selecting stallions. Another amazing opportunity that you guys are putting on for people to breed to a YDF horse. Yeah,
and most of us come around because of, we're lucky enough to have Jason Robertson as our GM, and he's organised the farm and the breeding operation, to an unbelievable level. So I'll let Jason explain the offer.
So Jason, over to you, mate, with what's going to happen.
Yeah, so what we're doing this year, similar to what we did with Call Me the Breeze last year, we bought his mares on farm, the client's mares obviously, bought them on farm, no veterinary costs for reproductive work, and no adjustment charges from Yabby Dam Farms. So this year we're opening that up to 7 frozen stallions as well. So people have the opportunity, their mare can come here to Yabby Dam Farms, they'll pay, when on booking, they'll pay their semen collection or processing fee and storage fee, and then they'll pay their service fee when the foal is born. There'll be no adjustment costs from us, and again, no reproductive veterinary costs. So it just gives some accessibility to people to these frozen stallions and to the great bloodlines they bring into the country.
It's an amazing commitment. Before I go back to Pat, but it is an amazing commitment, but you must also enjoy it, being a thoroughbred person, to see how it works. Last year handling Call Me the Breeze, but 7 stallions this year, you're going to be seeing a lot more foals in 2031 and onwards.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no, sorry, next year.
2027 onwards. So and that's a great thing. The more mares we're getting foal, the bigger the pool is, and the better our racehorses will be.
Yeah, and more of that bloodlines. Pat, it's a huge commitment from you, but you can see it as a future for people, I suppose, to get different bloodlines into their families.
Well, it's a win-win. It's a win for breeders. So you can be a small-time breeder and you go, have a couple of spare paddocks, and you like the idea of having to breed a mare. Well, you can actually, we're doing a deal, not a deal, but we're working in with Wyndham Park, which is a well-known breeding establishment and stud, not just down the road. So they could foal their mare down there, and then they can, once they're happy, come up to here to be bred. And what it does, if you're a small breeder, we take care of the foaling, getting in foal, send it back, and you can still enjoy having your mare in the paddock. So from that point of view, I think it's excellent, and it also helps us being more efficient in relation to frozen semen. One of the things that really irks the stallion guys who own the frozen semen is the potential wastage.
Yep.
For lots of different reasons, but given the expertise on the farm here, we can manage that a lot better, and therefore, they're happier. There's probably a greater chance for the mare to go in foal, and then it allows the small breeder to breed to a nice horse.
And it cuts down so much wastage, which is a word that coming in a lot in our racing terminologies now. It actually gives everyone a chance to get better foals, better bred foals, and a better chance of getting them in foal in a controlled area where everyone knows what's going on.
Correct, yeah, and we're just fortunate to have some okay facilities here that allow us to happen. So,
State-of-the-art facilities. I'll give him okay facilities, Louise. You've got the tough job. Stallions, there is a huge opportunity. We might touch on, Jace has just handballed that over, but we've got 7 of the frozen semen stallions that are eligible for that.
Yes.
Can I throw you under the bus with those 7? Do you know the 7 that will be?
Yes.
We can actually grab the piece of paper. It might make it easier for us although Pat stuck them to the table.
So we've got some ones that we've had in the past.
Yep.
So like Orlando Vici, everyone's aware that there had been an agreement to be able to breed to Orlando because we had limited semen, that they went down to Steve Williams, which could still happen. If they want to send the mare to Steve Williams, they can still do that, or they can utilise the offer that we've got, the in-farm offer to breed to Orlando. So he's one of our ones that we've had in the past. We've got also a few other new ones coming onto the roster this year. Booster winner, a Son of Love You, very well credentialed Son of Love You, who's already thrown a Prix d'Amérique winner. In France, he's coming onto the roster. Brilliantissime, who of course we know Aldebaran Ada, who won the Nutrien final.
Beautiful filly.
So he's coming back onto our roster. He was on it a number of years ago. We got Dimitri Firm, who bred a small little sample crop last year. He's a gentleman that Pat had met, an Italian owner, and Dimitri Firm is his stallion, and he will be available also. Village Mystic, of course, has bred very small numbers, but
great results again.
Great results. He's on the roster. Akuri D, a stallion that is doing great guns with his first crop in the US currently at the moment.
Stepping out in some big races this weekend, actually.
And I think he's, we'll know a lot more about him at the end of the season, but I think people will be talking him up. There's been really good reports about some of his yearlings that were sold at the sales as well. So that's very, very encouraging. And of course, probably our highlight new boy on our books is a horse called In Range. I think we've talking to a number of people who do know a fair bit about him and what he's doing in the US. I think we're pretty lucky to have him on our roster. He's already thrown a millionaire already. The best 2-year-old last year in the US has just gone over $1 million in earnings. So, In Range is also available at a really good price.
And if you talk to the smart people, they say this horse is, batting above his average, if you like. Some of the mares that he may have given, they're getting better progeny than what they may have expected with better results. That's a diplomatic way of saying what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, he stood for $4,000 in Ohio. He's now standing for $10,000, booked out very quickly. And those horses you would expect are just going to get better and better.
And Call Me the Breeze is also still eligible in that same bonus there as well.
Yep, so Call Me the Breeze is our chilled one on farm.
As well. I might touch base with Pat with those, but there is actually, before you run away, Louise, we've still got a couple of New Zealand connections. You're right, I can do it this way, don't stress like that. But now Classic Connection's going to be standing at Way Farm in New Zealand. Huge opportunity for those guys. I'm going to miss him because I love seeing him.
Look, he's a really classy dude, Classic. You only have to see him in the paddock and you actually probably get more impressed with him than what his bloodlines show. So he's doing a great job with the small numbers that he's bred. He's going across the ditch and he'll be fresh over there. But still, he's got great fertility, and so he'll still be available to the Australian breeders.
And don't forget, for the Aussies, just be aware, they're actually 2 hours ahead of us, so you actually still get served the same day. It's very smart, actually. It's smart positioning to put those horses over there. We'll be across with Honest Streak, who's doing a terrific job so far, and On Chauffeur will be standing over there for the Kiwis. Not available in Australia, but the Kiwis will get the opportunity to see, what's his name? The King. That's actually what his nickname was, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's what I think Greg called him, the King. So, On Chauffeur, I saw him the other day when Bianca was taking some photos, and he's an impressive big horse, but I think the more you look at his pedigree, he's definitely got the bloodlines to be a stallion. He's by Volstead, who's, thrown 2 millionaires. He's, done what he did here. But then it's his dam line that is, his grand dam was, such a freak of a racehorse. And, you just, it's a stallion family. There's in that pedigree, you've got Infinitive, the sire of a Curie D, and of course you've got also another horse called Quattro de Giulio, who's a Trixton out of that same family. So yeah,
You're going good at this.
No,
I going real good.
I actually looked at his pedigree, and more and more I look at it, I'm thinking I think I have to breed one, but I don't have a mare in New Zealand. So he's just very, very exciting horse. For $1,500 for the Kiwis, I think he's definitely a blue blood really.
What Yabby Dam Farms do, I know he's standing there, but he gives people the great opportunity to get to some very unique bloodlines. That's what Pat does.
Yeah, he does. And look, let's be honest, On Chauffeur was never had a sound day in his life. So for him to do what he did on the racetrack was phenomenal.
I'll let you guys go. Jason Robertson, thank you very much. Please, we want people to come to the farm. At least they can see the face as well now. And Louise, for stallion bookings and that, we want them to give you a call as well.
Yeah, do that. And any Kiwis that are watching this, Pat and I are heading across to the seminars. So I'll be at Auckland, and then Pat and I will be down at Invercargill and Christchurch. So make sure you come and see us.
Have you packed yet?
No.
Louise, Jason, thank you. I'll take that Jason off you, but thank you very much, guys. Pat, just very quickly with the stallion roster, you guys can go, you're right. I'll let you walk out. There's no stress there. A pretty exciting stallion roster, though. You must be really wrapped with the list of horses you've got on this list now.
Yeah, both from a teal perspective,
Yep.
like even starting with Always Ready, I did a bit of a runner standing up in Queensland.
Thank you. I had to ask that question, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and I was having a look at the weanlings with Jason during the week, and the farm bred, I think it was 6 or 7 to Always Ready, the year before.
Yep.
And geez, they looked good, so I was quite impressed. So yeah, and we bred a bunch to them last year.
A couple of those will be not far off stepping out, would they? They sold this year. You sold 2 this year. One we sold, and then one a couple of years ago. Yep. Okay. So there'll be a couple of those coming around.
Yeah.
Call Me the Breeze. There was a bit of a scare with him last year, but I won't say it was a false alarm, but managed him very, very well. Your results were terrific. Getting him in file with him.
Yeah, we're just fortunate to have Jason here and Julia, the vet, and they did a fantastic job. We were quite worried early.
Yep.
And then, they managed him quite well, and he just improved out of sight as the season went on. So, we're hopeful that it'll be bigger and better this year, but let's just wait and see, because he did improve as the season went on.
Cannot forget how good a racehorse he was. Cannot forget how well bred he is as well. That's the 2 important parts. It's hard these couple of seasons, once they're off that racetrack for a little while, we must remember how good a horse he was.
Yeah, and he's from a wonderful family over there. So he has, I don't know who coined the phrase, it might have been Louise. He has worldwide respect. You mentioned his name in Europe and people love him, and then they love his brother and the family. So, yeah, it's hard to get a horse down here to, in the flesh, where people have those thoughts about a horse.
Yep. Yeah, no, he's very, very exciting. Classic connection going to New Zealand, but starting to continue what he's doing. I think he's amazing. He had 14, 15 individual winners, doing a great job of a small batch of mares the first couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that he's had 4 individual 2-year-old winners this year.
Yep.
CC in Paris won the New South Wales 3-year-old trot.
Yep.
And, from that small batch, even Afternoon Breeze and Hammer were off the scene as 3. So, things are pretty exciting for Classic.
And as Son of Love You, bred to get better and better as they get older and older. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he's had a massive pedigree update. I think the second dam is a sister to the second dam is bred Diabolic Hill, which is probably in the top 3-year-olds and was a top 2-year-old last year by Muscle Hill.
Yep.
So, yeah, that sort of muscle Yankee line combined with Classic, I think, is going to be really potent. And if I look at it, CC in Paris is out of a Muscles Yankee mare.
Yep.
So I think, people can breathe with a lot of confidence if they have a Muscle Yankee line mare. I think the results could be pretty amazing.
You have exotic bloodlines. You also have bloodlines that people can associate with, and I say that because we're talking about EL Titan next as well.
Yeah.
Being a son of Muscle Hill, and people know what sort of job they do. Any of the Muscle Hill sons just seem to be able to get it done. They click like that Muscle Yankee mares. The Muscle Hills just seem to click here in Australia, and Titan, they're starting to they'll hit the track next year.
Yes.
But they're pretty exciting reports already about some of them.
Yeah, no, there is. So and I love them. Again, I love the Muscle Hill stallions with Love You mares. They go over a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. So really looking forward to the EL Titan pedigrees.
On chauffeur, we mentioned they're going to stand in New Zealand. We want people to get to Wayere and have a look at him.
Yep.
Once they see him,
Yes.
they'll understand why he was called the king. He was beautiful.
Yep.
And I can say this, and Jess will back it up, but Greg just could not believe the horse. I know Craig Demler will say it. I won't say exactly what Greg said, but you don't get much bigger, stronger words out of one of the best horsemen we've seen, in recent years, what he said about this horse before he even hit the racetrack for him.
Yeah, it was just a shame that, he got injured at the end of the start of his 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And Jess did an amazing job. He had the one start and, obviously didn't perform like we were all expecting, and then, x-rayed him up, and he was, his knee was a bit of a mess. So to Jess's credit, and the vets, they got him back, and he, performed admirably. But, it's pretty hard when you do that, and you've got to patch him up during the season.
Yeah.
So that's why the decision was made to retire him at the end of 3-year-old. And I just think he's going to have, I think he'll get a good opportunity in New Zealand, and I think he'll do very, very well. As Louise was indicating, the female side is just amazing. Like Island Dream was an amazing horse, and even the daughter Dream Island,
Yep.
we didn't see the best of her. She only had 3 or 4 starts, and when we sent her up to New South Wales for the Oaks, she got kidney poisoning and nearly died, and so she never raced after that. So we're just a bit unfortunate there. So she only had the one foal race, and that was, she had 2 foals. One is Un Chauffeur, and the other one's a Broody in New Zealand.
Yep.
That topped the sale at the time through John Curtin.
Yep.
And then the Grand Dam's produced Infinitive, an ill-fated stallion that Mr. Dubois bred. Who was doing great things, and then it's the sire of Equidee and Quattro de Giulio,
Yep.
who Louise also mentioned. His stock are 2-year-olds this year in the US, and they're doing very well.
So this is the thing, it's a family that works.
Yeah,
And the pedigrees back it up when people start looking at the pedigrees and the likes of it. Plus the horse as a type, he's a cracker. So you've got tick all these boxes with that.
Yeah, and the other, very excited about in range, obviously, and the other one's Equidee. He only got 45 mares his first season in the US, and it dropped right off second and third, but they're doing a very good job. And they've obviously bred a few in Europe, as I was talking to some of the guys that actually work on the farm, and they said, we've got one and it goes really well. And I thought, that's fine. And when I looked up the where it was the frozen semen was being stored and promoted, it was full and closed. So they're really cottoned on to
This is Equidee, yeah.
Equidee in Europe, yeah.
As I said to Louise, there's a 2-year-old race. I think Dexter might be driving one of them. I looked at the pedigrees, and there's at least 2 in some of the good races coming up now. The 2-year-old trot's already in North America, so they're very keen on them. Marcus Melanda actually had it, so I'm pretty sure it was by them. On a streak for the Kiwis over there, doing an awesome job with the horses that are racing, winning first up. It's pretty exciting, actually, with them. I think 3 individuals have stepped out. 2 of those have won first up. So he's getting the job done slowly. But we say slowly. There's only been a handful of 2-year-old trots so far this year. So
correct. And even in New Zealand, La Ventura, that Mickey Purden's got.
Yep.
Out of La Serena, it's only had 2 starts and a couple of nice seconds, including a group race.
Yep.
So I think people are just starting to see what a good job he's doing. The other one I wouldn't mind touching on
touch on as many as you want.
Is Booster Winner.
Yep.
So, Son of Love You, and I had Michael House question me why I bought it in.
Yep.
Because he said, there's a lot of sons of, Love You. And what I like about this horse, besides being a very good racehorse, a good sire, he's a smaller son of Love You.
Okay.
So what I intend to do is breed him to a lot of my bigger mares. So, again, they'll go well with, the Halls, the Muscle Yankees.
Yep.
But what I'm finding lots of time is that some of those can be quite big.
Yep.
And even though they cross well with a Love You, then you get a 16 or 17 hand giraffe. And the reality is we might have a big country, but we have lots of small tracks.
Yep.
So the idea is to breed them, breed it.
Purpose built.
Yeah,
Yep.
just to take a bit of size out of them. So if someone's looking for a nice son of Love You, who once has a nice mare but it's a big mare,
Yep.
this could be a perfect opportunity.
And I remember Chris Finozio and Matty Craven both tell me he's the biggest horse they've ever seen in their life. Love You, like they, as far as a racehorse, they just loved him, and that. But he's a phenomenal sire. He's like Sunned On for us here as well. They just continue to do it. In range, can I ask you about in range, because I did touch on it there with Louise. I've asked a few people about this horse. People say he's an Ohio stallion if you initially look at it, but what he's been able to produce off some of these mares, the racehorses that he's doing, this must have been a real coup to be able to purchase this horse.
Yeah, I've liked him for a while, and we were pretty fortunate to get him. So went down and saw Kevin Greenfield down in Ohio when I was over in Canada recently, and he just said he couldn't believe how he improved, all the mares that went to him, like off a $4,000 service fee, and in the States that's not a lot. No. You know what I mean? Because over there's a lot of competition, and even in the Ohio Stakes, there's still a lot of competition, and he's now producing his 3-year-olds that are hitting the Grand Circuit and doing well. And again, he was re-syndicated for a very large amount, and then fully booked out in the US and Europe at 10,000 US.
Yep.
So thank you to Kevin for allowing us to offer him at 8,000 here, and 10 in New Zealand. So it's a big coup, and if he continues on, 8,000 is going to look phenomenal in a couple of years' time, I believe.
And I want people to be aware, so you've got the on-farm. He's one of these horses, one of the 7 throws and semen stallions that is covered by the on-farm expenses.
Correct.
You have your Vic Red voucher.
Yes.
If you're lucky enough to have won one, then he becomes very, very affordable. He's a $3,000 service fee. You've won 2 or 3, well, who knows? And that they are redeemable over a lot of these horses as well. So it's a very unique opportunity this year with what you are putting on, with what HRV have done with the Victorian government. We've got to remember that as well. We need these vouchers spent. This is the other part. We want people to spend them.
Correct.
And use them. So be aware of that and how it could work with horses like this. And
then they're eligible to race in a couple of nice races.
$75,000 races, and that's ridiculous. So it's a huge opportunity. You must be proud of what you've been able to achieve. Simple, you pay me to promote your product. That's easy. I'll put my hand up and say it. But you are changing the way people are looking at trotters, and the people that are getting into the trotters right across the eastern seaboard and even over in Perth, the Kiwis as well. You must be very proud of what you've been able to achieve.
Yeah, but you can't do it without the support of HRV and the support of breeders and other people who enjoy the trotters as well. So it's a collective effort, and I think one of the things that sort of stands out to me is that in relation to the trotters winning, who wins the better races, it's spread far and wide, even from a stallion perspective, from a trainer's perspective, and I think that's what a lot of people like, they breed don't have to spend a lot of money, and they have a chance of, actually having a very, very nice winner.
Yep, absolutely. And we saw that for the Nutrient Race Series this year. Effectively, you didn't actually breed a horse to win one of the heats or one of the finals this year, but you had a hand in quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of it. I mean, Louise bred one of those.
Yeah.
Mary Driscoll bred one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other two. Aldebaran Park with a group of friends as well. They bred one, and I'm in trouble on the other horse. Oh, no, Dean and Blanche Bull.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's awesome, and that's what we want, this spread of people getting them out there. So,
and, a cross-section of stallions that are siring those very good trotters.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Pat, thank you. Anyone wants to get in touch with you, especially the Kiwis, be aware you are going to be over there. Louise will be in Auckland. You won't be at Auckland, but you will be at the other 2 seminars. But also emails and phone calls are just as easy as well.
Yeah, and just chat to Jace or Louise or myself, and we'd be happy to speak to you.
Thank you very much, mate.
Thanks, Paul. Cheers.